Here we go. Welcome back. Another Baruch Hashem, 5 minutes of tefillah. Pardon for the outdoor lighting over here. I'm sure everyone is experiencing similar atmospheric air, I guess is the right word. But let's begin. We're in the middle of talking about Rina, about singing, praying from a place of joy. So of course, where do you start from? We're in the second piece over here. Shearim Pinka starts from David HaMelech. Who is greater to comment on the joy? David HaMelech waking up in the middle of the night, his harp blowing, Shiris and his Shvachais Takadish Baruch Hu. Says David HaMelech, Ivdu es Hashem b'simcha. How do you serve Hashem? B'simcha. And in truth, we could go even one step further back. And it's a pasuk in the Torah. Pasuk in Devarim says, what brings curses? What brings teichach, unfortunately? Tachas, because Asher lo yavadetos Hashem leikecha b'simcha b'tov levav. It's not a modern day phenomena. It's not something that someone invented because he liked to sing. It's a pasuk in the Torah. If you don't serve Hashem from a place of joy, from a place of simcha, unfortunately, it could bring to curse. But says Shearim Pinka, let's try to understand this, and it might take us a day or two to really digest what does this mean. Why is simcha so critical? And he explains that simcha, joy, is a siman. It's a litmus test in your relationship to Hashem. And he goes on and he explains that if you see someone and he's carrying around a big bag and the guy's lugging around this garbage bag, what's he holding? Garbage. If you were to peek into that bag and you would see that the bag is loaded with cash, loaded, hundreds, and he's lugging around cash, it wouldn't really make sense that he would be lugging it around. He should be happily carrying the bag of cash. If someone is carrying something, from his expression you can tell, is he happy? Does he understand the value of what he's holding? Or is it a burden to take out the garbage? If one is davening, if one is conversing with his Creator, and he's in a place of joy, he's in a place of simcha, what does that show? That shows he realizes, who's he talking to? He's talking to the ultimate Almighty that can do anything. Whereas if someone is davening from a place of tsar, that means you don't realize who you're talking to. If you go over to the banker and you ask him for money and you know he could give it to you, you should be so happy. And then he goes and takes this one step deeper. And he says, what is emunah? And I hope we get this in the next 2 minutes. What is emunah? Emunah is a foundation of tefillah. Emunah is to believe in Hashem and to know that Hashem is real. He created the world. He recreates the world. He runs the world. And when we're davening, that's what we're davening to. But he says in reality, just knowledge, yediyah pshuta, that's not really emunah. Anyone that opens their eyes a dot knows that there has to be a God. It's almost ridiculous, he says, to think otherwise. Because of course, there's a God. Of course there's someone running the show. So what is emunah? What is the mitzvah of emunah? You know what the mitzvah of emunah really is, says Shearim Pinka? Not just to know there's a God, but the belief that Hashem has limitless, infinite capabilities. That the Almighty, the source of it all, the greatest entity ever, can do and will do anything. That level of emunah, the more you think about that, the more you realize that. What does that bring you to? That brings you to real joy. If someone, Rahman al-Islam, he says, has a child, has a relative that's not well, and they go to doctor, and they start despairing. No one has any help. And then they hear of some specialist out from who knows where that's traveling to their town, and maybe he could help. Or maybe someone, he's trying to get a loan for his business and he's exhausted all possibilities. And then he hears, he has a wealthy relative that's traveling, maybe he's going to help. What happens at that moment? When he gets that meeting, when he talks to that person, he's understanding that he's talking to someone that has the ability to help, even if it's only a suffix, a doubt, maybe he could help me. That's enough to bring him in joy. So if when we're davening, we realize who we're talking to. When we have the emunah to realize the limitless, infinite, ultimate capabilities of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, of the creator of it all, it fills us with joy. Ivdu es Hashem b'simcha, as we realize the ultimate schos that we have, the incredible privilege that we have to talk to Hashem, and we're going to develop this point, Amir Hashem, further and further.